This week I had question 5 on worksheet 5. So since this is an prove equality, we have to show one way as a subgroup and then show the opposite way as a subgroup. So the first thing that I'm going to do is prove going this way for a subgroup. So for proof, we have to let A be an element of G so that the order of element A is finite, so it's not infinite. Just to make our lives easier, I'm gonna set the GCD, the greatest common divisor, I'm gonna set it equal to D. D for divisor, just so I don't have to keep on writing that. So since D is equal to the greatest common divisor of N and K, so D is the divisor, or just K, that means there exists R, which is an integer, so that K will equal dr. So we can divide both sides by D, making D a divisor of K. So thus we can say AK is equal to A to the D raised to the R, because we would multiply D and R, and then D and R would equal K. So then, of course, AK is an element of the cyclic group AD. So then we can say A to the K is a subgroup of A to the greatest common divisor of NK. So we proved one way, now we have to prove the other way. So I'm going to use again that D is equal to the greatest common divisor of NK. So thus, or so that, there exists S and T that are also integers, so that D is equal to NS plus KT. So then if we think of A to the D, we can write this as A to the NS plus KT. And then by rules of exponents, we can split this up to be A to the NS times A to the KT. And then again, by the rules of exponents, we can split this to be A to the N to the S, A to the K to the T. Well, we know that this is just the identity. So we have A to the K to the T times the identity. So then we can say that we have just A to the K to the T. So we just proved that A to the D is equal to A to the K to the T. So thus, A to the D is an element of the cyclic group generated by A to the K. Thus, we can say that the cyclic group generated by A to the greatest common divisor is a subgroup of A to the K Therefore, since we have both directions of subgroups, a to the k is equal to a to the greatest common divisor, nk.